Have you ever wondered, are dogs living with us because we feed them, or because they truly love us? We've all seen the wagging tails, the joyful leaps, and those soulful eyes. But what's really going on in their minds? Are they forming real bonds with us, or just waiting for their next meal? In this video, we're diving into what science has revealed about how dogs think, learn, and how they really feel about us, and why their bond with humans may be deeper, older, and more emotional than we ever realized. Number 1. Do dogs love us, or do they just want food? At Emory University in Atlanta, neuroscientist Gregory Burns set out to answer this very question. He trained dogs to lie still in an MRI machine so he could observe their brain activity as they responded to different scenarios. In the experiment, each dog was shown two objects: a pink toy car, which signaled that praise from a human was coming, and a green knight, which meant a sausage treat was on the way. The MRI scans revealed how their brains responded in anticipation of praise versus food. The surprising result? Many dogs had a stronger brain response to praise than to food. The reward centers in their brains actually lit up more for human affection than for sausage treats. According to Dr. Burns, this is powerful evidence that dogs don't just stay with us for food, they genuinely value our companionship. It's a rare and beautiful connection between two species, humans and dogs, that stands out in the natural world. If this touched you, give the video a like and let's honor the quiet bond we share with our dogs. Number 2. Why are dogs such great learners? Dogs are famously good at understanding us, like when they follow a pointing finger, something even chimpanzees often struggle to grasp. For a long time, scientists believed this came down to intelligence. But is it really about being smarter or something else? To explore this, researchers at the Wolf Science Center in Austria raised wolves and dogs in the same environment and gave them identical tests. Surprisingly, the wolves performed just as well, and in some cases even better, at problem solving and cooperation. So, if dogs aren't necessarily smarter, what gives them the edge in learning from humans? The answer might lie in something more emotional than intellectual. According to behavior expert Clive Wynne, dogs have a remarkable ability to form strong emotional bonds with people, and that's what truly sets them apart. In one test known as the proximity circle, dogs spent over 60% of their time close to humans, even strangers. In contrast, wolves, even those hand-raised by people, kept their distance and engaged less with unfamiliar humans. This emotional wiring is what makes dogs such great learners and partners. It's not about IQ, it's about connection. Number 3. The real reason dogs love everyone. Dogs don't just bond with us, they often show a level of friendliness that seems almost indiscriminate. And now, science may have uncovered the reason behind this boundless affection. Researchers believe it could be tied to oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, and a specific set of genes linked to social behavior. One particularly eye-opening clue comes from the case of Callie Truelove, a 16-year-old girl with Williams syndrome, a rare genetic condition that affects about 1 in 10,000 people. This condition makes people incredibly social, deeply affectionate, and unusually trusting of others. Scientists trace these traits back to certain genetic mutations, including one that increases oxytocin levels. What's surprising is that similar rare mutations have also been found in dogs, but not in wolves. This discovery suggests that during domestication, dogs may have developed specific genetic mutations that made them more hypersocial, allowing them to form deeper emotional bonds with humans. According to behavior expert Clive Wynne, these shared genes could hold the secret to why dogs are so emotionally attuned to us. It's not just loyalty, it's biology. And while research is still ongoing, one thing is clear: the powerful bond between dogs and humans may be written into their DNA, forming a friendship that's thousands of years in the making. Number 4. How did dogs become human companions? It didn't start with people taming wolves. It likely started with bold wolves taming themselves. Most scientists today believe that it was actually the wolves who first chose to live near humans. Instead of hunting, some wolf packs adopted a new survival strategy. They began trailing behind human settlements to scavenge leftovers. Only the boldest wolves dared to stay close, and over time, those individuals evolved into a new subspecies, the domestic dog. For over 15,000 years, dogs have changed dramatically in shape, size, and temperament. Whether it's a massive hunting breed or a tiny Maltese, all modern dogs trace their roots back to wolves. But what did the first domesticated dogs actually look like? Genetic studies suggest that some modern breeds still carry many traits from their ancient ancestors. The Japanese Akita and African Basenji, for example, are considered some of the closest living relatives to early domestic dogs. With upright ears, curled tails, wedge-shaped heads, and unique vocalizations, Basenjis don't bark but instead make yodel-like sounds. These breeds still echo their wild past. As dogs evolved from wolves, their physical traits began to shift. They developed smaller jaws, shorter muzzles, weaker bite force, and more compact bodies. However, one thing remained unchanged: their extraordinary sense of smell, which is up to 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. This powerful ability made dogs invaluable to humans in hunting, detecting drugs, or even sensing epileptic seizures before they happen. The bond between dogs and humans was built on mutual benefit. Dogs helped chase prey, while humans brought the hunt to a close. Eventually, humans began selectively breeding dogs for specific roles: guarding, herding, hunting, and companionship. But it wasn't until the 1800s in Europe that appearance-based breeding truly took off. Dog shows and breed clubs began promoting exaggerated features, resulting in hundreds of distinct-looking breeds that, despite appearances, still share the same basic genetic blueprint. In fact, just a few dominant genes control most of the size and shape differences we see in dogs today. If this gave you a new appreciation for your dog, leave a comment and let others feel it too. So how did dogs come to trust humans so deeply? The answer likely lies in their genetics, as I mentioned earlier. Unlike wolves, who generally remain cautious around people, dogs went through remarkable genetic changes during domestication, changes that made them naturally social and emotionally attuned. Research has shown that dogs are the only species to form such deep emotional bonds with humans, responding to our social cues even more intuitively than primates. Dogs didn't just adapt to living in our world, they learned to understand it, and us. And that, perhaps, is the most beautiful part of the story. The love we see in our dogs isn't a trick or transaction. It's the result of thousands of years of coevolution, written into their genes, and reflected in every wag, lick, and longing gaze. Number 5. Dogs and emotional contagion, how they catch your mood instantly. That emotional connection goes beyond trust. It's also about empathy. If you've ever had a rough day and felt your dog quietly settle beside you, you've experienced emotional contagion. This isn't just coincidence. Dogs are remarkably sensitive to the emotional atmosphere around them. They read our facial expressions, our body language, even the tone of our voice. But it goes even deeper. Dogs can detect shifts in our hormone levels, like cortisol when we're stressed or oxytocin when we're happy. This biological awareness allows them to mirror our moods almost instantly. Whether you're feeling joy, grief, or anxiety, your dog often feels it too, not just as an observer, but as a participant. That's why they sit closer when you're down, or bounce with excitement when you're happy. They don't just live with us, they feel with us. And that shared emotional rhythm is one of the clearest signs that dogs aren't just pets, they're partners in our emotional lives. Number 6. Dogs understand time. Now let's talk about time. We often assume that dogs have no concept of time. After all, they don't have watches. But research suggests that dogs can sense the passage of time in a unique way. They don't measure time in hours or minutes like we do, but instead, they use scent and routine to gauge when you'll return. This is known as their biological clock, which is influenced by their highly developed sense of smell. Studies have shown that dogs can detect subtle scent changes over time and use that to estimate how long you've been gone. Combined with their memory of routine cues, like your footsteps, the sound of the door, or the jingling of your keys, they can anticipate your return with uncanny precision. It's a quiet kind of awareness. They don't watch the clock, but they feel your absence. And they wait, not with impatience, but with trust, knowing that their favorite person will be back. This invisible rhythm between you and your dog is one of the many ways they stay emotionally connected to you, even when you're not in the room. If you've learned something new today, be sure to like the video and share it with other dog lovers. What's the most surprising thing you've learned about your dog's behavior? Drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of dogs.